So the name of this segment is In His Own Words. And what I want to do right now is get your honest opinion about Slavery by Another Name by Douglas A. Blackman.
Okay.
So, what did you think of the book?
It was mind unraveling, man. I found out a lot of information. That book really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I think we as black men have been totally ignorant of understanding some of the things that have taken place in us in history. And I mean, I understood slavery, but to understand the things that took place in this book just took slavery. It made slavery seem lesser.
And so, how did all of that make you feel when you were reading the book?
Really troubled. I mean, really, really troubled. How a white man can actually walk up to you and ask you, do you have the money that he owes? And you don't even have to know this man, and demand money from you, and get you arrested and actually charged and sentenced and placed in jail for something you didn't even do. I mean, it's absurd. I just couldn't even imagine. I mean, like I said, slavery was really bad. But in my opinion, that took slavery to, it was above slavery as harsh.
So how do you think things like this, these sorts of horrible things being done to black men in the past, how do you think the results of that manifest themselves today?
I mean, I think one, it definitely sparks the animosity or hatred towards whites. I mean, I think most black men won't admit it, but we all are prejudiced and racist. But that really, I think, kind of contribute to the attitudes of how most black men feel towards white people. I mean, just the audacity of some of the things that he did, it makes me furious even today, even though some of those things don't take place. But it also makes me very aware of some of the laws and some of the things that are in place today, how they kind of resemble some of the things that were set back some 100 years ago. I mean, a lot of these things now, you know, they kind of, some of the laws, even in this book it mentioned that some of the laws today are still in motion. They've just never been challenged or even petitioned to be moved. So yeah, it makes you feel a certain kind of way.
And how do these types of things make you feel about black manhood?
Black manhood? How do they make me feel about being black manhood? I definitely say it doesn't give you a sense of confidence about your history or even your identity. When you look at how just within these past couple 50, 60 years, how we've just necessarily kind of evolved as a people to just beginning to operate into, it's like we started a race, and like everybody else was, they said go, but they held us back until the people was nearly half across the finish line, and then they said now you can go. It's like a catch-up game in society, and that's how I feel. I feel like we as black men, we're always going to be playing catch-up, and we're always going to be labeled and stigmatized as lesser than.
Wow, those are some really, really great insights. And thank you so much for talking to me this evening.
Yeah.